Congrats. Hello.
Thank you. Hello.
In person. It's a whole thing. It has to feel interesting, I think. Obviously, anything you do, film, TV, stage, you have to care about, right? You have to have a reason to get up in the morning besides money. But something so important and personal as this, when it kind of begins to come out into the world, like I saw it at Telluride, when it's not yours anymore, how do you sort of let it go? Because you don't know what people are going to think until they see it. You know, it means something to you, but it's going to mean something different to me, to someone else. What's that experience like? Because we don't experience it. We just watch the movie.
Well, I think there's a what I call the incubator period where you really have to protect the baby from the world.
Sure.
But then there's also a period where it evolved, its muscularity evolved, and so you don't have to protect it anymore, and it's ready to meet the world.
Yeah.
And so it's really not about how you feel. It's just it's time for it, and it's time for the film to form a relationship with an audience, and there's something that can be learned from that process. And so it's organic, and also there's a desire to protect it, but there's also the desire to free your brain up and think about what you're going to do next. So it's like, so you want to protect the child, but you also want to kick it out.
Yeah, time to go get a
house,
job.
so it can go out into the world, so you can start to dream a new idea or start to focus in on the next thing that you're going to be working on.
Also helps when people like it. Doesn't hurt either when you're like, oh, people like this. Good, I made a good decision.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think watching it also.
But I'm not based whether or not
No,
I like
no.
it on what other people say.
No, but it helps.
Hopefully they're smart and evolved and they do like it.
There you go. And they're smart like us. I like that.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, I think also the genius of this film is that it's not a 3-hour epic. It's character study. It's about like, here's a guy who loved life and wanted life to be better for people. And I think it's reflected in how much fun you can have with this movie, which is not what I think people think when they hear about a movie about the civil rights era. And yet, this is a movie that celebrates life. You leave with a smile.
Well, but the people who were, the people who were part of the civil rights movement were doing so with a ferocity and a heart, and it was, there's oppression going on, but in order to overcome oppression, you must meet it with an energy of defiance, and it is and a sense of fighting to find the joy and the possibility and the wonder in life.
Right.
So I think it's reflective of the time period in an interesting way. I mean, I think there's an impulse to deify significant people, but they're people, which means they're amazing and foolish and do smart things and do clueless things and do things where they mess up, and then they have to either grow from that or not grow. So I'm very much interested in capturing that human frailty and that human potential all bubbling up at the exact same time.
And you do it well. So I congrats again. And no, I think it's great that now it's in the world and it can live on its own. People can experience it, and you get to think about what's next.
Exactly.
You've earned that.
Exactly.
So thank you so much for doing this.